Hello everyone, what's going on? Soprano Theories here, back with another video, and in today's video, it's a little bit different. We are reacting and watching a live version of David Chase's The Sopranos, the Wise Guy documentary of David Chase and The Sopranos, a two-part documentary series. So let's get right into it. Before we get started, be sure to click subscribe and click the bell to get notifications on all upcoming Sopranos content. Be sure to follow me on X, Instagram, and Patreon. All links will be linked below.
For years, everybody told me you should write a show about your mother.
She actually looks like Livia.
And yourself. She was so out there.
Stop telling me how to live my life. You just shut up.
I thought,
okay, we can clearly see that David Chase is in the same office therapy room as Dr. Melfi's. He's in Dr. Melfi's office.
So what happened with you and The Sopranos is like HBO said, go for it, man.
So we're getting some behind the scenes footage of the early days of The Sopranos.
What I was doing, but I knew it was going to be about money and death.
Could you have a killer as your lead?
Is there a place for that on television?
So we have Michael Imperioli.
I would lay it all out for
Of
the
course,
record.
David Chase. This looks amazing. We're going to have some behind the scenes footage.
It took us hours.
We said things that nowadays would be frowned upon.
We're writing about bad people. and we
Terry
gotta
Winter.
access those parts of ourselves.
The story comes out of those characters.
The garbage business is changing. Let me pick the energy up. I'm very tired.
That stuff is sort of my specialty.
Okay, we have Drea Di Matteo.
Carmela was something that HBO had discussed.
Lorraine Bracco's voice we hear. There she is.
Dr. Melfi.
Mr. Soprano?
Jim had his own way of becoming Tony.
Unless you're really diligent, you can end up taking your work home. And as an
Edie
actor,
Falco
that's not
makes an
always a great
appearance.
idea.
He'd probably quit the show every other day.
Did you see elements of yourself in Tony?
Trying to make David Chase feel as if make him look as if he's a mobster, a murderer.
Watch at home.
In that writer's room, we went through divorces and children being born and the stuff of life.
The more I did The Sopranos, I began to realize that the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. It's always mesmerized me.
How are you doing? You okay, David?
Yeah, I'm just talking my hat off. As Tony says, remember when it's the lowest form of conversation.
Wow, there you have it. The HBO David Chase's Wise Guys and The Sopranos, a two-part documentary series. Let's rewatch it again and let's dissect it here. So an HBO original, we begin with the iconic Sopranos intro of Tony going over a New Jersey turnpike or a bridge, but it also looks as if David Chase is making the same route as Tony does in the opening Sopranos credits scene. Now, when we get to David Chase's mother, we can clearly see that she looks and resembles Livia. And from what we know already, her personality, characteristics, traits, and just her mannerisms and the way she raised David and the way that Livia raised Tony was very similar. His mother inspired the character of Livia Soprano, which was why she was so evil, she was so bitter, negative all the time, right? And we get the quote of Livia saying, "Stop telling me how to live my life and just shut up." So even from the way her hair is and the way she dresses, it's literally a spitting image of Livia. So from what I mentioned earlier, right away we could see that David Chase was in Dr. Melfi's office. Now, I'm not too sure if this is the exact same office as what Tony and Dr. Melfi shot in, right? But it looks very, very similar. We have the bookshelf behind David. We have, of course, the iconic doors. We have Dr. Melfi's office, her desk chair, which looks to be almost out of frame. So it actually might not be her office or her desk. We have the two chairs. I think the one chair looks different. The chair that David Chase is sitting in, I don't think it is the same chair that they would have used. They would have used something along the lines of the chair on the left, the chair that Dr. Melfi would sit in. We have, of course, the iconic window that we see. I think it was in the second episode where Tony was having a bizarre dream sequence where Heshi, Paulie, Silvio, everyone was making an appearance at the therapy office. And of course, we have some accolades there along the side. So we're going to get some, very likely we will get a background, a little bit of a biography about David Chase, of course, which is fine, which is, naturally what they should do because David Chase is the creator of The Sopranos. So we're going to hear a lot about his early days in television, how he's been around television for a lengthy period of time before starting The Sopranos, until ultimately breaking through his television career with The Sopranos. This is actually really cool. We're going to get some behind-the-scenes footage of the writer's room, and just behind-the-scenes footage in general of casting calls or auditions or rehearsals. So this is stuff that's 24, 25 years old at this point, maybe even more, because they shot The Sopranos, I believe it was in 1998, but it actually aired in 1999. It looks as if Michael Imperioli is in the Bada Bing, which is still around to this day. It's renamed Satin Dolls, or its original name was Satin Dolls, but Michael Imperioli looks to be sitting in the Bada Bing, which is pretty cool. It's a nice touch for something like this for the documentary. Of course, Terrence Winter makes an appearance. And of course, we have what I was just mentioning, the writer's room. So from what we can see here, if we pause it, it looks like right here would be Jamie Lynn Sigler. We have Stevie Van Zandt, Tony Sirico, rest in peace. We have Hesh here, Jerry Adler, Drea Di Matteo, Edie Falco is right here. It looks like this is Dan Grimaldi. Of course, he plays Patsy. I believe that would be him right there. Big Pussy's right here. Vincent Pastore. This looks like it's Richie April, maybe. Maybe Janice is right here as well. If it's not Richie April, I want to say it's Jack Masserone. This here could be Dr. Melfi's therapist, Elliot Kupferberg. This might be Lorraine Bracco, or it's Catherine Narducci. And let's see if we can rewind that just a quick second. If we slow down the speed here. Yeah, so that was Jamie Lynn Sigler, and right beside her is actually Robert Eiler. We have Michael Imperioli. That's pretty much all we can see from this meeting room here. This is actually amazing. This is stuff that we've never seen before. Hopefully, there was a lot of footage like this in the documentary. That would be amazing. But we're going to go back to our normal speed here for the documentary, and we're going to press play. So what we can also see is that we're going to get some scripts, some, more behind the scenes footage, stuff that's never been seen before. And it says Carmela Soprano, mid-30s, in a bathrobe. We can't really see what it says next for her kids. She is a dark-eyed, dark-haired woman with blonde highlights, and something. Maybe religion is her priority. At the table are Meadow Soprano. It says Tony, voiceover, my daughter's friend, was there to drive her to school. My daughter, Meadow. Right, so we can see that this is the opening scene, the first episode, the script of the first episode. Once again, there you have it, another view of Wise Guy, David Chase, and The Sopranos' trailer. If you enjoyed this kind of video, be sure to click like and let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts about this trailer and what you're most excited to see from this documentary. Of course, for more Sopranos content, keep it locked here, right here on this channel.